Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski. For the first time, the Environmental Protection Agency has proposed federal limits on forever chemicals known as PFAS. News 8 Now's Dua Israr spoke to Supervisor Lee Donahue about what this means for communities like the town of Campbell. Good evening, Dua.
Ken, Donahue calls the proposal exciting. She says this is another step to detecting PFAS in drinking water before it becomes a problem.
It's something we've been waiting for a long time.
In the state of Wisconsin, dozens of counties don't have the option of doing something as simple as drinking water from the faucet.
Our legislators need to acknowledge how toxic PFAS is.
The man-made forever chemical is found in everyday items.
Get these products out of food packaging, out of children's toys, out of clothing whenever possible, out of firefighting foam whenever possible.
In the town of Campbell, you only have to turn on the tap to come in contact with the cancer-causing chemicals. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources standard for PFAS is 70 parts per trillion, or 70 drops of water in an Olympic-sized pool. The Environmental Protection Agency recommended that advisory in 2016.
70 part per trillion is so outdated.
Now, for the first time, the EPA is proposing a federal limit on PFAS and PFOA. Supervisor Lee Donahue says this could change the state DNR's approach to forever chemicals.
This is really very likely to change all of those numbers and definitely to push for a groundwater standard, which the state of Wisconsin has never had.
If the federal limit goes into effect, states like Wisconsin will have to change their standard from 70 parts per trillion to 4 parts per trillion.
How important it is that we minimize our exposure to these compounds.
While the town of Campbell residents can't turn on their tap, for other places, Donahue says this proposal is a step towards prevention.
It's exciting to know other communities may be protected, much better protected than they have been in the past.
The EPA will take public comment for the next 60 days, but if there are no hurdles, then the federal limit may go into effect by the end of this year. Ken?
All right, thanks very much, Dua. The Wisconsin DNR says once the EPA's federal limit is in effect, the DNR would align the state standards with EPA.